welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My first guest is a comedian, an actor. He's performing. Where's this? I'm going to find this one plug. You're performing June 12th at a 9/11 fundraiser, Laughter Saves Lives at the Gotham Comedy Club.
Yes.
And you've been on Boardwalk Empire and stuff.
Yes.
What's going on, Jeff?
Not
Jeff Norris.
Pleasure
Jeff
meeting
Norris.
you. Pleasure meeting you, John, as well.
Yeah, you just got towed. You said.
Yeah, they just towed my truck.
Oh man, that's the fun of being on the Artie Lange Show, isn't this? This is real show business. You drive here, you park. And
so much for validating my parking, I guess.
Where'd you park? Right down here?
Right in front of the hotel, and some kid out front. I said, "Juan, I could park here." Yeah, you could park here. I even put money in the meter. Put it in. They took the truck.
No, they did. How do you know it was towed?
Because he called me up. He said they're towing your truck.
Oh my God!
I gave him a card. I thought he was a nice guy. I said, "Hey, thanks a lot, man. If you ever want to come to a show."
What street?
Right in front of Varick over here.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, be careful,
but
man.
It's good to be here.
I'm glad. So what are you gonna do? You gotta go to Brooklyn or something together?
Yeah, go sightseeing.
It's the worst.
I know.
It's the worst, man. Getting towed.
They can't find terrorists, but they can find the unpaid parking ticket that I haven't paid since 2004.
Oh, is that what happened?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Okay.
I don't know. The guy said.
It wasn't because you were parked illegally. It was because
the guy said you owe a ticket or something.
Really?
Yeah.
That is scary.
It's
just proof the government can just do whatever they want.
Sure.
Really. We're going to tell you.
Yeah.
You owe a ticket. Okay. I don't remember that.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So now now you work on Boardwalk Empire.
I had a small part on there for a little bit. I get some cop roles, sheriff roles here and there.
Yeah.
Worked with Steve Buscemi, which was pretty cool. And
you say you grew up in Kenilworth, New Jersey.
Small town next to Kenilworth called Garwood.
Oh, Garwood, yeah.
And went to high school in Kenilworth, Brearley, and
yeah, Brearley's where Tony Siragusa went and everything.
Yeah,
and,
I played my high school years with Tony.
Yeah,
he was a great guy, man. He made the town proud.
He's a good guy. I know. Got a Super Bowl ring now.
Yeah, he certainly.
So
does.
you graduated in '87. I graduated like a few miles from there, '85.
Yes, Union.
Yeah. So what do you got going on now? What are you doing?
So I'm staying busy. I'm working on cruise ships for Royal Caribbean, which is great. I'm seeing the world performing and working with Joe Piscopo quite often. Do a lot of shows.
What do you do with Joe?
I go on the road with him and I do a lot of fundraisers for him. And, we do a lot in Philly, Atlantic City. I go to casinos with him. And, a couple comics that, guys Florentine. I went through the ranks with Jimmy and a couple guys.
What's that like on the cruise? I only did one cruise ship in my life, and it was torture. Because it was older people, and I don't think they like me.
Yeah, every time I put my drink down, they put their teeth in it. I mean, I was the only guy in the ship with my real hips, man.
Yeah, what is that like?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I shouldn't. It depends on what cruise you're on. Like, if you get on the International, it's like they're at sea for 41 days. They have nothing to do but sail. Like, use all the money and just sail. And I mean, you got to be very careful on those shows. You got to be very clean performing, which isn't a challenge for me. I mean, I'll perform at a bachelor party or a nursing home.
Right, it doesn't matter.
Just you make them laugh. If you're not a pro, you can't do that. But I mean, some of them, they were old, man. I mean, I was in a casino, and this 70-year-old lady comes up to me, and she goes, "Hey, you're a good-looking guy," this British lady. She's like, "Maybe you like a little mother-daughter action."
What?
So she walks me back to her stateroom. She opens the door. She goes, "Ma, wake up!" So it was all right, little hacky joke. What do you want me to tell you? Doing my cruise ship act.
That's pretty good. Is that what you do on there?
Yeah, that's.
How long have you ever been on a cruise? Like, what's the longest you've ever done?
14 days out. You do like back-to-backs, and then you come and you keep up with your land gigs, too. You do the casinos, the comedy clubs.
And where do you live?
I live in Jersey still. I live in Ocean County in Brick.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and we do a lot. The one thing that I'm really proud of mostly is after Hurricane Sandy, I mean, totally devastated my town.
Yeah,
I mean,
how'd you do with that?
You're a Jersey guy. We got beat up a little bit, but we went around 2 days after the storm with just a generator and a PA system, like the Brick Little League field. We were doing shows, and we were telling people, whatever you could bring is the price of admission.
Right.
Pack of diapers, clothing, whatever. Just
no
to get
kidding.
in. And we raised so far 114 grand. Just
from going. What do you mean you do a show? You would bring like a
Well, we would go to
truck?
different venues. We would ask like local comedy clubs, like Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant.
Oh, okay.
Dino was very good to us. We'd say, can we use your room? We want to raise some money. And we would go to the town mayor and ask who really suffered. Not like just people need new shingles. I mean, who lost everything?
Yeah.
So we raised money. We got the people to the show, and after the show, we just gave out cash. No Red Cross, no FEMA. And we got a key to the town of Brick from the mayor for it.
That's nice.
My wife's a comic too, and Joe Piscopo did a couple shows with us, and So it's great, you know. We're just traveling and making people laugh and raising money for it for whatever cause.
You said your wife's a comic too?
Yeah.
How does that? I mean, that's Artie's worst nightmare.
I know a couple of people who date who are comics that, you know, they make it work. But it's hard, right? I mean,
Well, I know,
being evaluated by a fellow comic.
It is,
in
yeah.
that realm would be difficult.
I don't like to be like. I don't need somebody who's witty reviewing me.
well, we got a pretty good thing on stage. What we do is because.
Oh, you work together.
Well, at certain venues we'll do, but if we do, she'll feature and she'll go up and talk about her Irish husband and her husband and keep her maiden name. And then I go up and go into my routine and I start talking about my Italian in-laws, and then I announce that she's my wife and the crowd will clap. And then I rebuttal everything she said.
Right.
And it works out great because my parents are true blue Edie and Archie Bunker, man. They're old school Irish.
Right.
And her family is all like Goodfellas, Casino, Raging Bull. Like they're
So
at it.
both of your families are insanely racist.
It's incredible. Yeah, Thanksgivings are great. Thanksgivings are great. You know?
What is that really like? It's a typical Irish Italian sort of.
It's hysterical because when they all came over, you know, I was telling my father, I'm like, you know, I met this girl. I really think she's the one. She's going to come over with her family. He's thinking it's going to be a small family, like 90 cars pull up in front of the house.
Oh, God.
All the Italians are over, you know. And they all walk in, and my father he's totally like Archie Bunker. He's like, oh, would you look at this there? I haven't seen this many Italians in one room since I had jury duty. You know, he's totally like Archie Bunker to a T. You know, and it's true. My father.
Is that what you do, Carol O'Connor in the act? That was great.
Yeah, we throw him in. I do him, Edith, De Niro, Pesci.
Now, let me ask you something. You do stuff like Carol O'Connor. If you're doing Archie Bunker jokes, do you find it's too politically correct nowadays to get away with that?
Well, you know, everything now you got to be.
Like, I'm Italian, and I have absolutely I'm not offended at all. What you just said, I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But there are people who might get offended by it. Do you run into that trouble?
You know, very rarely. I try to. I keep a friendly demeanor on stage. I'm not really. I mean, I don't mock any comic if they're insult or it's their character on stage. But I'm more of a friendly, happy. I've been compared to like a Howie Mandel and Jackie Martling combo, which is a
you
great.
tell old jokes, but you do.
Well, no, it's more real life stuff that's in my life, Jersey stuff in my life, marrying Italian, cats and dogs, sports, like everything tied into one. Just about me.
Are you a
my
big
story.
sports fan?
Oh yeah, big sport. Mostly football, obviously.
You like the Giants?
I'm a Jet fan.
Oh, you're a Jet fan? Oh,
Yeah,
my God. Well,
yeah,
I'm
I
sorry
know.
about
They don't
that.
even win on PlayStation.
I mean, could you imagine? What,
I mean, believe me, honest to God. I mean, they're awful. They are so.
Well, he was never a Jet. He was a Raider.
I know he was.
Yeah,
My
well,
God, that was my position of fullback. Now I know why I didn't make it.
They don't do it anymore.
But,
They don't play fullback anymore.
Yeah.
We played the Jets twice in a row, 2 weeks in a row, back in 2001. I think the year that we got hosed in the Snow Bowl. We played the Jets the last game of the regular season, and they beat us, which meant we didn't have a first-round bye, and they ended up having to stay out in Oakland.
Right.
Because the way it worked, they drew us for the first-round pick. I felt like we were the best team in the AFC that year, and it was their misfortune that they had to stick around and play us again the next week after they, squeaked one out, made us miss our first round bye, and we just absolutely abused them.
Is that what you did? Like you were so mad?
Oh, yeah. Well, all week long
Don't
we're
hit
hearing
me.
about how we, how terrible
Jets,
we
right?
played. It's the Jets. What do they have, compared to us? And, we really did brutalize them. And then the next week we went to
that's
Foxborough.
weird. That's weird to me.
Snow Bowl game.
That makes me think like you could turn it on and off So you think in that last week of the season,
yeah,
you just didn't play.
Well,
you guys didn't play as hard.
That's why you see some crazy results. You just never know the way the seeds are going to go.
Incentive means a lot, right?
Even if you think you're playing your hardest football, it's still 11 guys out there. And not it's funny. You think you're doing your best, but you can always give a little more, which is why they say playoff football's faster than regular season
Definitely.
football. Regular season football's faster than preseason football. You don't go out there and think, well, I'm just not going to play that hard because it's regular season game. I got a little more in the tank, but I'm gonna preserve that. Preserve my body a little bit. If you play like that, you're gonna get caught.
Well, Jeff, what do you think about the Jets' future immediately with Geno? What do you think of Geno Smith and all this stuff?
I hope they give him a shot because Sanchez. I mean,
If he blows it, forget it. That's going to be the biggest nightmare situation ever.
And you know what it was? I was kind of like raised into a Jet fan. My grandfather and I were very, very dear friends, and he was like back in Namath days and stuff, and kind of grew up with it. So kind of, by proxy, Jet
had no
fan, so to
choice.
speak. But
Yeah.
then you kind of grow into it. It's like,
It's like a disease handed
yeah,
down.
it's like, it's like I'm trying to get rid of it, but then you feel bad if they lose. So,
Kenilworth, too, you're surrounded. Garwood, you're surrounded by
Yeah.
Giant fans.
yeah.
I have a theory on the Mark Sanchez thing. I don't know if Jet fans realize this or not, but the year that he was drafted, the year that they traded up to pick him 5th, I guess.
Yeah.
He was coming off a Rose Bowl game where he played Penn State. I really believe, and he had a great game in the Rose Bowl, but Penn State that year, when I watched that game, it was so vanilla. He had 2 months at USC to prepare for a team that ran cover 3 the whole game. It was, so basically he knew where he was going with
Right,
the ball
the whole time.
before the ball was snapped for the entire game. He had a great game because it was football for dunces out there. And he got it done. And I really think that his performance in that bowl game is what got him drafted 5th, is what got him to the Jets. I don't know why they didn't take into account the fact that it was set up perfectly for the guy.
See, there's an
And
analogy. There's a football analogy you can't get anywhere else. This is an NFL guy telling us what happened there.
There you go.
That
That's why he's
the
in
Jets
New
are
York.
really stupid.
Yeah, apparently.
That's someone who knows the game of football explaining why the Jets are stupid.
There you go.
Like, you want me to give it to you by numbers? Here's why. And,
Yeah.
it's a shame. They've abused their fans, the Jets,
Yeah.
the way they've run that
Yeah,
organization.
it's embarrassing, but
I
root for him.
You'll be all right.
I root him on. I can't quit on him.
I
Can
think Rex is a great coach.
Yeah, I admire him. I
As a
like his
defensive
swagger.
coordinator, yeah.
Why, you work with him as a defensive coordinator?
No, but I hated having to go up against him
yeah.
because he's just so multiple, and they're real savvy. They disguise a lot of things, and I do think they have 7 new starters on defense this year, so he's working with 4 guys who were there last year.
So you want to talk about the Jets? You came to the right place.
Yeah.